What's up, everybody? Welcome to your January 2017 general forecast with moi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big happy new year to everybody. It's 2017. When you add that all together, it's a number 1 year. So it's time to get some things started. So before we get started on your horoscope, I just wanted to remind you that this is very general for all of the signs that were born under a certain sign, whether by the sun, the moon, or your rising sign. And if you don't know what your rising sign or your moon sign are, then there's a link that I have below to where you can go to a website and find all of that information out. Especially if you have your birth time, then you can know what your rising sign is. But definitely check out your horoscope for all three every single month. The rising sign will be the most accurate, then the sun, then the moon. So check them out. And don't forget, if you would like a personal forecast that is just for you, boo-boo, under your birth time, your birth date, your place of birth, all that stuff, just exactly cater to you, go to my website, which is indigomoonastrology.com, and we can get a reading scheduled. All right, so now on to your general January forecast. Hey Leo, so I'm back once again with my astrology wheel board to show you guys what's going on this month and show you what your horoscope looks like. So first of all, let's talk about your ruling planet, the sun, your ruling luminary. So wherever the sun travels, it's like you, Leo. It just shines all over the place. Everyone sees it. Everyone knows what's going on with it. It brings light to situations. It brings inspiration. But for you guys this month, the sun is in Capricorn for the majority of the month. And for you guys, this is in your 6th house. The 6th house is work. It's your health. It's the things that you do daily, the lists that you make. It's the routines that you have. So a lot of my Leos have been working very hard this month. Maybe even to the point of being a workaholic. The energy of Capricorn is the energy of a workaholic as well. Kind of slaving away, just kind of throwing the work on your back, taking it for what it is and saying, all right, I'll do it, you know, and not complaining too much, just working and getting it done. So a lot of my Leos probably have been really, really focused on work since the end of December. And the sun here is definitely going to bring, highlight that area and give you a lot of power, a lot of energy there. This is also health. So a lot of my Leos could be really focused on working out, maybe changing your diet, things like that. Now, the sun will come into conjunction with Pluto, and this happens on the 7th. Pluto is the energy of like deep transformation. Now, this together in the 6th house of health, this could be a time when some of my Leos do something like a detox, for example, or like a fast, a juice diet, to really purge out the old and, you know, just really start anew, fresh and new. Especially because at the very end of December, there was a new moon here in your 6th house in Capricorn, which could have initiated you wanting to take a new beginning, have a new beginning when it comes to your health. And so this can further be initiated by the sun and Pluto together around the 7th. Now on the 3rd, we have Venus going into the sign of Pisces. Venus rules love, relationships, one-on-one partnerships, enjoying life to the fullest as far as pleasing the 5 senses and being a human being here in the physical world and actually enjoying that. So for you guys, Pisces is your 8th house. So the 8th house, when it comes to love and relationships, this is the energy that is very similar to Scorpio. It can bring like a scorpionic flavor, if you will, to your relationships and how you are expressing yourself in love. So that means you can be a little bit more intense during this time, or craving that intensity from a partner, you know, really wanting to be close intimately and not just like surface level, not just going out with friends together, oh haha, laughing, sharing good times with people out there in the world. No, this is really like deep soul diving type of energy with you and another person, getting to know one another. So Venus is going to be there for the whole month. So Venus will be in a conjunction with the South Node around the 7th of January. Now the south node, if you look at it, it looks like a horseshoe magnet that's like upside down in a way, and then there's these two, circular objects on the end of it, which I like to think of as like these are magnets, right? So this is a magnet, and what direction is it pulling you? It's pulling you down, pulling you back. Okay, so this represents the past and karma. So Venus together with the south node, it can mean a lot of past relationship karma can be coming up for you guys, especially with this for Leo in particular, it being in your 8th house of deep intimate partnerships. A lot of like, going back over the past, maybe even a past lover may try to come back to you. You may try to go back to them. They may be just back in memory in your mind. You may just have to, go over some things that really were some very deep and transformational experiences, but maybe not the most favorable. Maybe they could have been like traumatic or painful, but this is the time to let them go, So maybe if you contact an ex, hey, take that as an opportunity to let it go and finally move on. Some of you guys may be feeling, if you meet someone you're dating, feeling a really strong karmic draw and connection with them. Like, oh my gosh, this is my soulmate. Oh, we were together in a past life. You can really feel that. But I'll be very, very careful with that energy if this is the case for you, because Pisces, the sign that these two are on the negative side, is an energy of deception, okay? Disillusion, illusions, not seeing people for who they truly really are, and just kind of putting a fog over them and all their flaws, to a point of it being a flaw for you, to just not even see reality with other people. So this conjunction happens around the 7th, but on the 12th, Venus will come into conjunction with Neptune around the 12th. Neptune, think of Neptune as like a fog machine, okay? Whatever it touches, it's going to just have all this fog, just kind of sprayed around, and whatever planet is near it is going to be kind of confused. So this is Venus, relationships. Relationships can be kind of confusing this month, okay, Leo? So just be very careful with them. Now, Neptune also rules the spirit world. So, and the 8th house rules death and people who have passed on. So you can receive messages or have a yearning for like someone who's passed on, or really connect with them during this time if that's something that you're open to. But on a positive side, Venus and Neptune together, Neptune also rules water and the oceans, as does Pisces, the sign that these two are in. So this could be a time where you can really enjoy some time near water, near the ocean, go out and see a waterfall, go to the lake. Or Neptune and Pisces also rules solitude. So maybe just enjoying some time alone in solitude to really reflect on things and just get to know yourself a little bit more and not focus so much on other people if that's something that you feel needs to be done. Or if you are in a relationship, these energies of Neptune and Pisces rule escapism. So maybe a little healthy escapism isn't too bad with a partner in a relationship. Just have a little getaway with them, and that's really a great way to utilize this energy. Also, at the end of this month, Venus will come in a conjunction with Chiron. So, Chiron is the asteroid that's nicknamed the Wounded Healer. It's an area of life to where we can constantly have themes come up of pain and suffering in some sort of way, but we always have an opportunity to heal from that and to, in return, help other people to heal as well. So for you guys, this is your 8th house. So, Leo, I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah, there can be several things that come up for you this month to where you may have to heal from past relationship trauma or drama or pain, but this is a great month for letting go. If you have any of that still hanging around, whether in person, in a relationship currently, or just in memory and in your mind or your subconscious, just let it go, Leo, and maybe see, like a spiritual healer or whatever it is that you do or practice to tap into the spiritual world. You may need a lot of that this month when it comes to relationships and letting go. But this can be a great time to heal at the same time, to heal yourself. The 8th house is an energy that's very healing as well. It's like a shamanic, I hope I'm saying that right, shamanic, like the energy of a shaman, okay? Like really tapping into that kind of stuff to heal yourself and transform yourself when it comes to how you handle yourself in relationships, how you express yourself in love, and letting go of the past. Definitely may be a theme for my Leos this month. So very transformative time for you guys. Now, on the 4th, we have Mercury. Mercury, the planet that rules communication and typing and texting and emailing and all that great stuff and your logical thinking processes. Mercury has been going retrograde in the sign of Capricorn since December. For you guys, that is your 6th house of work and daily routine and health. So a lot of stuff has to be redone. You know, maybe you're working and you kind of screw things up. You have to redo your work. Your boss brings it to your attention. Oh my gosh, Leo, you've been making so many errors. And for Leos, that could be kind of a bruise to your ego if your boss brings it to your attention that you're making a lot of errors, because Leos like to think of themselves as being like perfect and they could do no wrong and they're unstoppable. And like, who, me, the king, the queen? How dare you say that about me? Oh my gosh, like that's not, you know. Leo is the sign of the ego, and you guys, it can be like kind of a bruise to your ego if that's happening for you in the workplace. But if not, it can be just going back over like systems and order of doing things, you know, in the work environment, with Mercury being retrograde in Capricorn. But on the 4th, it'll go back into Sagittarius for about a week. Sagittarius for you guys is your 5th house. The 5th house is a house of children and fun, childlike fun, and also romantic casual dating. Okay, so you may have something come back to you. You may have someone from the past come back to you. That's something that can definitely happen. And Mercury was in the same spot at the end of November of 2016. Okay, so if something was going on during that time in regards to your kids, or maybe a romantic relationship, or maybe something in regards to your own business or creative hobby, that can be brought back up again for you to revise and review one last time before Mercury goes direct. Okay, Mercury will go direct on the 8th of January, and then in the sign of Sag. So then you can finalize some things and complete them. And then it'll go back into Capricorn on the 12th. And then it'll be completely direct and out of shadow period on the 22nd. So with Mercury here going forward in your 6th house, great time if you want to try to look for a new job or just better the job situation that you're in currently. This is definitely a good time for that with Mercury there. Now on the 12th, we have a full moon in the sign of Cancer. So a full moon is when the moon and the sun are opposing each other, and there's a tension that builds up that makes you have to make a final decision or come to a resolution or a solution or what have you. It's being fed up with something to where you just say, you know what, I can't take this ish no mo, and I got to make a decision and make a change right now. And it can be a very emotional change. So this full moon is being aspected positively by Mars. Mars is in the sign of Pisces at that time, and for you, that's your 8th house. It's also being aspected by a square to Jupiter, a square from Uranus, and an opposition from Pluto. So a little bit of tough aspects there. But this full moon is happening in Cancer. For you guys, this is your 12th house. This could be a pretty emotional month for Leos, just being completely honest. A lot of release and letting go, because the sun is here in your 6th house of, you know, work and how you take care of yourself in the physical world. And then the moon is here in the 12th house of not working, just relaxing, and how you take care of your spirit and your subconscious mind, your mental health. So there's a breaking point here. Maybe you've been working very hard and something comes up to where it just brings it to your attention and brings it to light, where you should really be taking care of yourself a little bit better, taking the time out to relax. Maybe you've been a workaholic the last month. Now it's like, oh my gosh, you know what? I just need to get away. I need to get away from the world, especially with all this energy of Pisces. Pisces and the 12th house are very similar energies. So you've got double that going on, Leo. So it can be a time of, you know, letting go and just taking time out for yourself. Relaxing and reflecting is what this full moon is going to be about. Makes an aspect to Jupiter, which is in your third house of your thoughts and your mind, and also of Uranus up here in your ninth house, Saturn here in the fifth. So there's definitely a very powerful change going on. Oh, in opposition to Pluto here in your seventh house. I'm sorry, in your sixth house as well. So there's definitely a very, very powerful full moon, very powerful changes. Releasing and letting go is very important for my Leo people this month. Now on the 19th, the sun moves from Capricorn in your sixth house to Aquarius in your seventh house, which is your opposite sign that rules relationships. So light shed upon relationships. This can mean business relationships too. It doesn't have to mean, serious, like lovey-dovey, smoochy stuff. It can mean business relationships as well. So, but yeah, if any of my Leos are single and ready to mingle, you've got some pretty emotional, serious stuff going on where you may be dealing with the past. Maybe you don't really feel like getting out there and trying to look for someone. But even if you're not, I've seen also when the sun is in someone's seventh house, they're just giving off this energy, radiating it out there that they're single and ready to mingle. So their friends try to hook them up, and they might just have a lot more people hitting on them and trying to be in a relationship with them. So you may be just having a little bit more attention when it comes to other people in general, Leo. But yes, definitely if you're looking for a relationship, the sun here is going to bring that to light for you and highlight that area to where you are just looking a little bit more, or that attention is going to be towards you. And then we have a new moon in the sign of Aquarius in your seventh house on the 27th. So new beginning when it comes to relationships. This can mean a letting go of old so you can welcome in the new. That's going to be a big theme for Leo this month. Let go of the old karma, the old relationship stuff. Let go of the past, which the 12th house can rule, where the full moon was at, so that new can be brought in, which can be initiated by the new moon. So that happens on the 27th. There's no crazy aspects to that moon that I saw. So it should be just a really clean, fresh slate, fresh start for you. So lastly, Mars. Mars is in the sign of Pisces pretty much the whole month of January 2017. For my Leo people, Pisces is your 8th house. Now, Mars in the 8th is a very interesting energy. So Mars is action and drive and initiative. And on the negative side, it can be kind of impatient and impulsive. With Mars is in the 8th house, your actions can be a little more private and secretive, okay? You can kind of feel like being in solitude, which the sign of Pisces rules anyway. Just kind of being in solitude, being more to yourself, or if you are performing any actions out in the world, you might be kind of more under the radar, like more of a sneaky ninja, with whatever it is that you're doing out there, Leo. So, beware of shady activity, okay, with Mars in the 8th house. The 8th house can rule a little bit of shadiness, especially being in deceptive Pisces, with all this other stuff going on here. So don't be shady, okay? But it can mean kind of breaking through and battling old demons. Mars there can definitely help you with that if that's something that you're struggling with. Now, on the 28th, Mars will move into Aries. Fellow fire sign Aries, energizing you guys in this optimistic 9th house. So this is a complementary to Leo, because it's fellow fire energy. Mars rules energy, physical energy. So just kind of breaking out of a funk towards the end of the month, Leo. I can definitely see that happening for you. So Mars being here can make you want to travel a lot more, be a little bit more explorative of the world, seeing the world as being yours, not just your regular old everyday environment, which you will be thinking about this whole month and focusing on mentally, because Mercury is there in the 6th house of the mundane world, day-to-day stuff. But you can still take a break and get out there and seek out adventure and fun, which Leo does rule, because you got this murky stuff going on in the 8th house. It can kind of bring you down and, but it's a good time for release and healing. Maybe some new relationships may come about, or just a newfound sense of like freedom to, you know, possibly welcome in a new relationship later on when you're ready, with this new moon at the end of the month. So that's it for you guys, Leo, for January 2017. I hope you have an awesome month.